Hey guys, it's your boy W WRT, and I'm back. Take out the glasses for now. Let's get into the review. Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into God of High School 287. Last chapter, Mori Jin just came back in an explosive feat. He OHKO'd Beelzebub. So I'm wondering, what is he going to do this chapter? Is he going to be able to take out any of these other gods? Is Satan going to come in and say, hey, let's battle, dude? Let's find out. All right, guys, episode 286, chapter 287. Let's figure out what happens. So yeah, page 1, we see my boys, Dalihan and Mori Jin. And it's a little bit of recap. Look at him, Mori Hui, who of course passed away last chapter. It was a very sad, unfortunate circumstances, but this is how it is sometimes. All right, okay, we got a lot of recap. And I believe this was Dalihan's sister, who I was thinking about it, and I forgot this, but the original reason he got into the Go tournament, the God of High School tournament, was to make enough funds to save his sister. So now we kind of see his sister is actually out of her surgery or whatever. So I don't know if he ever thought it would get this deep, you know. I don't really think he knew about that, but where did this rain come from? A dragon. Looks like a cloud. Jesus. He was the greatest companion. I know. Well done. Leave the rest to me. Okay, I think that's the end of the recap. God of High School episode 26. The situation here is chaotic. Ooh! The sector 6 and 7 were attacked at the same time. Floor 6 skyscraper, 6 master Pearl Triller. Yeah, I remember this dude. Floor 7 skyscraper, he sure looks strange. I was actually more excited about this stuff than I was about the current events on planet Earth. I guess this is kind of a recap. It's simple when you think about it. Where was the last place that Jaeshong Daesong was? If that Origuk disappears, where would the Monkey King go? The best place for Mori Jin to flee to after Origuk is destroyed. And Taoist world is close to heaven, so if you use your power a lot, they will notice your location. The divine realm near Origuk. This is exactly where the king beat me and dragged me with the apostle's hand at E7. Interesting. Honestly, I'm not going to lie, I don't really understand a lot of that explanation of how they got Mori Jin back. Whatever, he came back, so good enough. This is exactly where the king beat me and dragged me back with the apostles. Right, we got that. 7th divine realm and 7th floor of the skyscraper. Ooh, who's this? Yo! So you've made it this far. Floor 3 skyscraper, 3rd divine realm, Master Shiva. Okay, so I guess the skyscraper is the divine realm, and then you have the 3 heavenly realms, the sage realm, and then the human realm. Let's see what Shiva's up to. Notice too, I'm convinced this is a third eye. We'll see what comes out of that. Is it my turn? Oh. Oh shoot, okay. Okay, so we're not going to see Park El Po for a little bit longer, which is okay. Jesus, dude. Yo, these god clones are like so fucking savage. Like, am I crazy to think that all of these guys on the same power level as Mori Hui? Like, that's pretty crazy. Was this part of your plan too, R? Or you did good, Gramps? A little bit of a throwback there. Baekdu, Renewal Hwarang. I guess it's just Hwarang. I'm not too good. My Korean's not too good, guys. But I'm learning. I'm learning a little bit there. We see a Renewal Goryo. And they're just having fun. They're just goofing around. Where were you, my little pumpkin? Did you miss me? Yeah, I really missed you. If you're going somewhere far away, shouldn't you say to me where you're going, huh? Have you been eating well? See, it's interesting because they're not related. They're not like biologically related, and they like fit like so well. I think that's kind of interesting. Did you study the world enough to consider yourself a real person now? Yeah, your arm, Graham. Wow, your arm. This is nothing. I'll get better. I'll just write some ointment on it. All right. Okay. Predictions time. I think if one of these gods is gonna go out this chapter, it's gonna be Odin. I think Odin's going to take the big L this chapter. I may be old, but I'm not at the age where I need my grandson to do everything for me. I'm not sure if you're brave or just misunderstanding. Did you lie to become a god of war candidate? He's always looking after me more than himself. Okay, interesting. So, my boy, Jin, he's literally saying that you're stronger than me, Odin. I'm not going to be able to take you on. And then he's suggesting the 2-on-1 fight, which that's good for the power levels. Yo, dude. Bong Chim Na style, J Bong Chim 2 times. That's huge, dude. The Jaeshong Day Song has passed from the 7th divine realm, the 7th floor of the skyscraper, to the 3rd. Alright, guys. I'm not too sure what's going on here with the divine realm with 9 floors on the skyscraper. I'm guessing though what happened was Park Il Po and Mori Jin were on the 7th floor after defeating Pearl Chiller. And they said, all right, we're going to just go to the 3rd floor because that's the portal that Ultio opened. He opened the 3rd floor of the Heavenly Realm. That's what I'm guessing. And now Michael is saying, okay, he came to the human world. The masters in each divine realm are tough enough as it is, but on top of it, he beat countless soldiers and rushed through 4 floors without resting. Of course, there's no doubting his power, but it'll be hard for him to ignore the damage and exhaustion that he suffered. Plus, they're his clones and intended for keeping us in check. Okay, this is his 2nd time that I've seen Mori Jin so infuriated. It must have been a renewal Ho-Chuk right there. Jesus, dude. Now, I know these apostles aren't too big of a deal, but these guys are strong individually. Starting now, I'm going to have a funeral for my clone, Mori Huey, with the bodies of 400 million enemies. Honestly, a very deserved funeral, a very respectable funeral. And guys, if I'm going to say one thing, take a good look at that picture. Because if I'm going to say one thing, this picture, more than anything else, is symbolizing the 2 sides of Mori Jin and his clone Mori Huey. I think absolutely you see Mori Jin on top, but this is for sure Mori Huey. And you can even see he doesn't have the crystal headband, so definitely a little bit symbolism going on there. So this is a pretty good chapter. I'd give this chapter at least an 8 out of 10 if I were a man of rating. I'm not really though. I think every chapter is pretty good and it's all worth reading. I want to see a lot coming out of Shiva. I think that Shiva, she looked pretty sick, and I'm so interested in seeing all of the gods and how they related to each other and the different power levels and where exactly do they reside. And we learned a lot about the skyscraper this chapter, which is, to me, is one of the more interesting aspects of this series. All of the components of mythology strewn into the series. I think that stuff's really great. We also got some good understanding of the power scaling, which I like, because Odin said that I'm stronger than you, Jin, and Jin even agreed, right? And then he said, what about a 2-on-1 battle? And Odin he was like, all right, let's go. So that kind of gives you an understanding of the power levels, because if I were to say one thing, it would be that Mori Jin is stronger than Odin, or at least they're on a similar power level, but I'm gonna say he's stronger. Right now, Mori Jin's not at top physical shape, as stated in the chapter, but from what I've seen in any shonen, that has never held back a character. What main character in a shonen has been weakened or gone through trials ever weakened them, right? It's never really been the case. So I don't think that's actually going to really be a thing. I expect a good 40 chapters of combat. in a row. And actually, the truth of it too, if in your own guys' lives, usually after a long day or a lot of strife, if it's meaningful, usually you keep going and you're at peak shape the whole way through. So I'm thinking that we're gonna see a lot of really good stuff. Another thing is we got a speed feat out of Mori Jin that both Real and Garuda particularly were surprised by. So that's pretty cool. Plus, what exactly is this gotta fight candidate? Because twice now Odin said, hey, you were the gotta fight candidate. And even he said, I put my hand through your heart and you're still alive. So some interesting stuff there. And I'm wondering, what exactly does that mean? Is there gonna be a new gotta fight candidate? Are all the gods gonna die? Are all these menacing looking gods, are they all gonna die? And then what exactly does gotta fight candidate even mean? Is there a bigger picture beyond these gods in the material world right now? Also, this is definitely the last chapter we're gonna see Mori Huey in, and definitely a sad moment for this guy. I mean, I will be the first to say that the first 95% of the chapters regarding this character, I did not care for at all. I did not care for the character at all. I only saw him as a clone. I only saw him as a weaker version of Mori Jin. When is Mori Jin gonna come back? And I mean, you read these comments every single week. You read these comments, 90% of these comments, when is Mori Jin gonna come back? And I think we all forgot that Mori Jin, he was always there in our hearts through Mori Huey. And honestly, by the end of this dude's legacy, definitely super well written character, like super interesting. Definitely interesting how the author introduces the character as meaningless, like completely meaningless, and then does a very good job of building the character and then giving us a meaningful end to the character. There's a ton of little stuff you can read into that. Super interesting. I think a lot of characters like Naruto, for example, the new villains, Momoshiki and the other guy, completely uninteresting, boring, kind of vapid characters. No one's really interested in these guys, right? I don't think they're going to be built up like that, right? The Mori Huey, when he was introduced, he was specifically introduced as meaningless. He's a clone. He's weaker. He has no personality, right? These are specific character archetypes that were attached to him with the point to build him up. By the end of it, say, hey, you know, you actually care about this, right? If you care about Mori Huey, then the writer did a good job. And I think that happened pretty well. I think definitely happened. And I'm, looking at other things like, again, like Naruto, the villains in Naruto, I'm not really sure. Because I think Boruto is like really bad. And the villains are a really good example when these villains were introduced and they are really uninteresting. They look like blank canvases, blank slates. Initially Itachi as a villain in Naruto was interesting because the colors and his physical shape and red and black, it's like these are good colors to use to build up a villain. The new villains in Naruto, not quite the same, but enough about it in Boruto. Point is, Mori Huey is a great character, and too bad he died, but oh well. And then one last thing, I'm wondering, what are these apostles? Because I don't really understand anything about the apostles. And maybe I missed something, but I'm guessing these apostles were like humans in a past life or species of a different race turned into apostles. I may have missed something there. I'm not sure, but I wonder what's going to happen with them. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching God of High School 287 chapter review. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video. And if you really like my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, I make a new video every day, so make sure you come back and watch another video. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.